We feel like our camera's a little bit wonky today.
I think it is.
I
I don't
think it
know
is,
why.
but it's
My
oh no,
my
it's great.
really cheap
Tripod.
tripod might.
I think your tripod is amazing. And sorry we're late this morning. Fran was waiting on wool to dry.
Oh, were you watching it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
We got sound.
and it still had 5 minutes on it, and I'm like, well, I'm already going to be late. I can't wait 5 more minutes. So I pulled it out, folded it up, and said, I gotta go.
Gotta go.
I gotta go. So that's why we're late this morning. Fran was playing in some wool because Christiane and I are going to go down and really play in the wool today.
Good.
We have so many wool block of the months that we want to start, and
they're really pretty. I've seen some pictures.
Oh, so fun. Maybe next week I'll
that
share
would be
some
fun.
because we'll at least the patterns because we have Halloween ones, we have fall ones, we have Christmas ones, all the ones, and those are
crazy,
just wool.
Because we're closer to Christmas than we are to July 1st. And do you know what else? We're closer to 2050 than we are to 2000. Did you know
I
that?
won't live to be 2050. Oh, maybe I will. Let's see. That'll make me old. Almost 100. Oh no, wait, more than 100. What, 50 more years?
2050.
Oh, 2050. That's only
2050.
25 years.
Yes.
Okay, so
you'll be almost 100.
I sure will.
Yeah, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be you because you still have quilts to finish.
All the quilts. And we're going to talk about that today, right?
Yes, we are.
We are. But we were just talking
about
block of the months. And so before we start talking about that, we have to show you this. Amazing. Look at this. Look up close.
And we only have the picture here, the
it's
poster,
hanging.
but it's hanging on the wall.
It is.
So maybe at the end I'll walk over there.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'll walk over there. It is so beautiful.
Christiane made it, and it is so
It's
pretty.
not too huge. It's 59 by 59. It's called Make It Merry.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you know what I was going to do because we just opened it last week. We had an interest list of people who wanted to, and
you better check to see how many are left.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to check
before we start blabbering. So this lady that made this pattern, her pattern company is Lamb Farm Design.
We have a few teeny tiny spots. So if you like it starts this week, Saturday.
The 5th, yes. You'll be billed on Saturday.
Yeah, you'll be billed. The first block will be ready to be picked up. And it's only 6 months.
Right. Yeah. It's just 6 months, and it's really a sweet little block.
It's got the traditional reds and greens, but it's got that aqua thrown in there. And it's
just
so
a
beautiful.
Little yeah, Jenny did a beautiful job with this pattern. So
if you want to do this one, you could totally get it done by Christmas. I don't know if your quilter could get it quilted by Christmas, but
you sometimes you just have to hang it up unquilted.
Yeah. Which would totally work. Or make a reservation with a quilter and make sure you've got a time slot.
And quilt like the wind. I mean, piece like the wind. Well, because you won't get your last one until the 1st of December.
It's December 1st, if I remember right. In fact, I can look that up and tell you.
And December is such a busy month for people. So, if that's something, that's a good
idea.
But
usually, I don't know what it is. It's December 2nd. It's just borders and stuff that are near the end.
Christiane, what was left on the very last part of this Make It Merry quilt? What was your last segment?
There's a little bit of piecing because there's some blocks involved
in the borders. But it's not much? No.
Okay.
So I think you could do it.
You could do it. Thank you, Christiane. Yeah. So you can. Anyway, that's our brand newest one. So Christiane and I were talking on the phone this morning about all of the block of the months coming up. I think I lost my mind for a second.
Actually, we had several, and then it felt like we kind of took a hiatus.
Yeah, because there wasn't anything beautiful, and now all of a sudden they're making up for it.
Yeah.
All of these fabric companies
are throwing them out there. Oh. We've got Gentry's Mill. And I'll show you that one. When I take a walk, I'll show you that one. It is, we still have a few spots, but it's a couple months in. I think it's on month 4. So if you signed up today, you would get through month 4
Mhm.
right away.
Mhm.
And then just, I can't
And
remember.
that's a big quilt. It's
And it's a 10-month one.
Yes.
So there's still 6 months left of that one as well.
Mhm.
And then we also have Pick a Petal, which we have a few spots left open.
I signed somebody up on Saturday
Good
for,
job.
but I've got to get a hold of her because her email bounced back to me when I sent it.
Dang it.
And I need you to check with your mama and make sure she got the
She did.
email. Okay.
She did.
I sometimes do my job. Just sometimes. I try.
So we
Yeah,
have
Pick a
2
Petal.
options for Pick a Petal. We have one that includes Jen's fabric
Mhm.
and one that doesn't include fabric, but both
just the
include the
templates.
pattern and the templates.
all
And
the
it's only a
templates.
6-month one as well. And it started in June.
Yeah, we
right?
just barely. Yes, we did our first month because we had our first club meeting. Which, oh my gosh, there's so many add-ons to Jen to that, and she doesn't call it a block of the month. She calls it a template of the month because each month you're getting templates.
Mm-hmm.
But she is giving you 2 free videos. One is her hand piecing, and one is her hand applique.
Okay.
Plus, each month she's giving us a video on that month's particular block or blocks. And there's a private Facebook group for it. Oh my gosh, some of the blocks that are on that Facebook group
are amazing. Oh, how cool.
Oh yeah. So lots of extra. And you know, originally it said we'd only have access for 6 months to Jen's videos. Oh no. A year. Because
good.
there, if you are hand piecing that,
Yeah, it's going to take you.
It's going to take you a minute unless that's all that you're doing. And then unlike me, you might be able to get it done in 6 months. You might. But it's beautiful. Oh, the fabric are her lollies and her backgrounds. She calls them bonbons. I love it. I love it so much. Cute names for it. So that's another beautiful one that we have going on right now as well for Block of the
Good
Month.
morning, Pam. Good morning, Joe. How are you? Thanks for joining.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Yeah, so we have Block of the Month options, and then we've got more coming. So we will show you. In fact, there might be one we can show you next week. Is that what you were saying?
Well, at least the patterns, because
Okay.
Christiane and I are going to play in the wool, and there's several, at least 3 that I want to start off really quickly. So so we'll show you. We will show you at least patterns. We'll show you at least patterns next week. So we'll get on.
Cool.
That. But do you know what tomorrow is?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
I do know what
You do.
tomorrow is.
What is
do
it?
you know what tomorrow is?
It's a special holiday.
It is. It's National UFO Day.
And move to the side, please. Look what we have behind us. Do you guys remember the first part of the year? We said, let's set some goals for ourselves and let's finish some things. This amazing quilt. Oh my gosh, Liz, the more I look at that, that is spectacular. And that was a block of the month.
It was a block of the
Right?
month.
Right?
And I love block of the months because it breaks it down into little chunks. I didn't stay 100% caught up at all times. I got behind. Now it's all. I
It's
guess
all
it would
blue.
have been last summer. I got a little bit behind because I want to say it finished in October of last year. I got my last shipment, I guess I should
There
say.
you go.
But you know, summers are just busy for me and my
Yes.
family. We travel a lot, and we're
You're
just busy.
all the
And I've
time.
got my kids home. I've still got kids at home, and so when
Mhm.
they all go to school, it's a little bit easier to plan
Do
my own
stuff.
life.
Mhm.
That's what I'm feeling like this summer. I'm feeling like I don't have any time, and I do. It's just I
It's
don't
all
have
sucked
any...
up with the kiddos.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
don't have time
And that's
by
important.
myself,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mhm.
good too. I love spending time with my kids.
absolutely.
And now that I've got one that's graduated, I really do realize how fleeting that time is. And so I'm not complaining. It just is what it is in the summer, and it is what it is
And
in the school year.
That's right. And it's busy.
So,
and it's just busy.
So
Mhm.
I think I got my last shipment last October, and then I finished all the blocks, and I was able to put it together at our employee retreat in January.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then I sent it to the quilter, and the quilter was busy, so it took her a little bit of time, which was fine.
Sure.
And
Because it's all custom quilted.
it's all custom quilted.
It's so gorgeous.
And she did such a good job because
Oh,
she just added to what was
Right.
there. I mean, and one of the things I love, this was just big, empty, negative space,
Right.
kind of. And she just added to
she
it.
sure did.
And,
oh, you're
whoops,
bringing another chair with you, Miss
I'm
Lizzie.
connected.
You are. Bring another chair over. We need a threesome over here instead
But
of
she
just
didn't take away,
No.
I don't feel like, from the
No.
piecing. I think
Not
she
at
did
all.
such a good job. So, and then
She
it took
did.
me a while to get it bound, but that's
Mhm.
okay.
But it's done.
It's done and it's
And
beautiful,
it's
and,
so
I really,
pretty.
really love it.
So where is this going to be? Live at your house? Do you know yet?
I've had it on my guest bed even now because I walk by my guest room often
you get
enough.
to see it.
And so I just get to see it. So I don't know if it'll be on
Nice.
the guest bed. It's not really bed size, but it lays over
A
the
nice
top,
top.
just fine.
Yes. And then
I
you
don't
can see the
know.
whole thing. So sometimes that's
Right.
what's cool about a smaller quilt laid on a bed, whatever size bed, and you can put like a really pretty plain bedspread under it, just something very plain, and then set
Set that on top.
and you can do. So sometimes I've even done that on my own bed, and you can put a seasonal one on top of that,
Yeah.
because I don't always have great big seasonal
I
quilts.
don't
for my
like to
bed.
make great big quilts.
I do.
Oh, I would.
Some
this
of
was
us are
good fun.
crazy.
But this was really fun. So I should tell you, the pattern is Winter's Glow by Linda McGibbon.
Okay.
And
Because it kind of looks like a Judy Niemeyer.
it does.
It kind of,
It
if I were
does.
to just look at it, I would have guessed.
Guessed.
Because that's very much her style.
And
but-
Linda McGibbon, I've seen her stuff around more and more, and she does
Oh,
some
nice.
interesting paper piecing stuff.
So is all of her stuff paper pieced?
I think
Pretty
so.
much?
I think
nice.
so.
Yeah,
So
it's beautiful.
it
Oh my
really is
gosh.
gorgeous. But
What is the name of the quilt again?
Winter's Glow.
Winter's Glow.
And
So
I
pretty.
have some Christmas things, but
Mm.
I didn't really have very many like winter things,
But
like
here's the thing.
January, February time.
You say winter. That doesn't scream winter to me.
No,
No, not at all. So this could be out,
I mean this blue fabric does have reindeer and stuff in it.
but you really have to look at that to see that.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. And reindeer are around, and snowflakes. I guess there aren't snowflakes in July, but I was going to say it can be it's a beautiful quilt for whatever. A lot of people love blue.
Yeah.
Blue is the second favorite color. Red is number one.
Oh, well, yeah, I'd say I'm red. And
I'd
would
say red. Mhm.
blue is not my second favorite, but
Mhm.
I've loved this quilt.
Yes.
And this is the kind of quilt that color placement really matters.
Oh,
And
definitely.
because of the way the pattern is
yeah.
written. It's very difficult
Mhm.
for me to understand where I need to put those lights, where I need to put those darks.
Mhm.
So getting it as a kit was the way to do it.
Way to do that one.
And
I love
so-
kits.
But I mean, the center,
So
if you just
pretty.
look at the center,
Oh.
how the darks and the lights are placed
Mhm.
are so important.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Yeah, if you did not have that dark blue there on those points and every place where it is, it wouldn't pop like it does there.
No.
Like if it were the lighter color, if they were reverse, it just wouldn't be as stunning. It's beautiful, Liz.
it's beautiful. I
Good
love it.
job.
And
Good job.
this is my most intense quilt that I've done to date, and maybe for a while.
you would like to take home just can't
Just
cut
Can't
it
Cut It.
next? Okay, all
That's
right.
actually a really good point. I think so with UFOs, sometimes when I finish a really big intense quilt, I really just want something little that I can accomplish quickly, that I maybe don't have to use all my brain power on.
Right.
And that kind of keeps me motivated and
Right,
going.
right.
And or if I have a really intense one in progress, I might just have to take a little bit of a break, and do something different.
Which is a really good point. So I was reading this old American Patchwork and Quilting magazine the other night, and they actually had a really good section in there. I think it was from like 2022. I have to clean out some of my junk. So I was sitting on the sofa because I just didn't have anything left in me, and I thought I can look through a magazine. And they had some really neat things in there about UFOs. And one of the things which I had read eons ago by Mark Lipinski, which I adore. He is the funniest person. He used to have a magazine,
Okay.
and he's hilarious. I met him at market one year, and then these magazines started showing up at my house.
Oh.
Well, Donna surprised me with a subscription. I just thought I was special. And so we were talking one day, and I mentioned it, and she started giggling, and I said, "They're from you, aren't they?" And she says, "Yeah, Mom, But anyway, in the magazine's not available anymore. But he said in that magazine, "Listen, Cupcake, if you've got old kits at your house and you don't like them anymore, get rid of them.
Yeah.
Just free yourself of that and
Yeah.
work on something that you do love." Because sometimes when we saddle ourselves with thinking, "Oh, I just have to finish this," it's just a chore. It's
Yeah.
not, and our quilting journey shouldn't be a chore. It should
No.
be something that we're enjoying.
It should bring us joy.
It really
There
should.
really are enough chores in our lives. We
Yeah,
have to clean
the
the toilets. We
toilets.
have to do the laundry. You have to make the dinner, and some people find joy in those. I don't. I
The
do love
dinner
a clean house,
I do like a clean house,
but I don't. You know, it's never my first thing. I'm like, oh, I'd much rather go sew.
Absolutely, absolutely. But one of the other things that was in the magazine, it touched on that as well. If you're going through your UFOs or even your old kits, and you've got all this stuff stacked and stored and whatever, and you look in there and you're like, well, I don't even like that fabric anymore, then get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are quilt guilds that will gladly
Yes.
take all of that and use it for charity
Mhm.
quilts. You may know a young lady that's just getting started with quilting. She'd be happy
Yes,
to have
a
some
new
of that
quilter
stuff.
would love some of those
Would love
things.
some of those things. And but one of the other things that I really thought was interesting in there was, if it's a big hard quilt, don't feel like you have to do that whole thing all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Organize where you are. This was another really good tip. Organize where you are, because how many times have we started a project and then we set it aside?
Yes.
And then how much time do you spend when you get that project out trying to figure out
where you
where
were
you
and what you
were,
were
what
thinking
tools
and
you need,
how, yeah.
Now, they did say to put all of your rulers and your threads and all your stuff in there. Well, if I do that, I wouldn't have any
Me
rulers.
too. I don't love that idea.
I don't like that idea, because then I'd have to remember which kit I put that.
Yes.
So I don't do that.
Yes.
I don't put the thread in there. I don't put the rulers in there. The pattern, yes.
Yes, the pattern,
The
yes.
pattern, definitely. But I thought that was a really good idea. Make little marks in there. Okay, this is where I was on this kit.
Mhm.
And then you don't have to spend hours going back over and trying to figure out, now, let's see, was I making flying geese, and what size were these all cut? You just have everything written
Well,
down.
and I
on little-
always think I'll remember.
You do not.
And
I don't.
there's not enough
I-
mental capacity.
I walked through that doorway.
You do. Yeah.
You-
You walk through a doorway and your short-term
just
memory
gone.
resets. And so,
Mhm.
yeah. And so writing it down, taking the extra 2, 3, 4 minutes.
Right
and
there
writing
while
it
you're
down.
doing it, and
You won't regret
keep
it.
that in there. I used to have a notebook that I had that stuff in, and then I lost the notebook. So that was not helpful at all. So write it down, put that piece of paper in with your little project box or your whatever you've got that in, and then you know exactly where you were with that. So
Yep.
I thought that was really a great idea too in there. So
That's
and
good.
and so I have been killing myself for the last week and a half. So this was supposed to be done before Shop Hop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't happen, did it?
That's okay. Well, it's done before Shop Hop 2026.
Well, it's going to be done. Hopefully, I'm going to have the rest of it sewn together in the morning so I can bring it to Rock City Quilt. So, but I want to show you this. This is just half of the quilt.
half of the
This
quilt?
is half
Holy
of
cow.
it. This is half of it. Now,
Oh my
here's
gosh.
why I am showing you this. Do you see all these churn dash? So
Yeah.
this is a block that you're making right here, right? Look at all those churn dashes in each block.
That's a lot.
There's 8 churn dash, because I'm a counter, right? There are 8 churn dash blocks in each of the blocks. There are 12. What is 12 times?
Blocks.
What's 12 times 8? Say
A lot.
96. A lot. The number would be 96.
Less than 100.
Less than 100, but I got so bored, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, I can do hard things. I spent a whole day cutting it out.
Yeah,
And-
as you do.
Because there's a lot of pieces in this. I spent a whole day cutting it out. That evening, I marked all my half square triangles for my little churn dash blocks. And then I started sewing. And every morning last week before I came to work, as much time as I could spend, anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on what else I had to do in the morning, I sat down and I worked on those churn dash blocks. Sunday, I almost got them finished.
Mm.
So,
It's
yes,
only Wednesday.
it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Don't wait, tomorrow's Wednesday.
This week has been all off for me.
It is weird. So yesterday, I finished the few churn dash blocks that I had left to do, and then I started sewing my blocks together. And I thought, oh, I'll get this done today, right?
No.
It takes 2 hours just to put a row together, and there are 4 rows.
Oh, wow.
I am on row 3. All I have to do is the last block, I have to sew my top and bottom on, sew my sashing on the side, and then I can have another row put together. Then I have to put the sashing strip in between, and then I get to start on my last row.
Good.
I know. I'm really hoping to have it done and bring it to Roxy tomorrow.
That would be
But
exciting.
here's what I wanted to say about this one, because I couldn't do that with this because it is a store sample.
Yes.
I really just have to do it and get it done. So I have to stay on that. So you know what? Do you know how you get a big project done?
Bite at a time.
It's like an elephant.
Yep.
Little baby bites. My elephant now is just a baby elephant, soon to be finished.
Yes.
It's almost done. But I've just kept after it and kept after it. I don't like sewing that way though. It's because then it just becomes monotonous, and
it does become the chore.
It was the chore.
Yeah.
It really, and I love it. I think it's going to be so beautiful, but I haven't enjoyed it as much as I would have had I been able to spread it out a little bit more. So if I were to do something like this on my own free time, whatever, I may have chosen to make a block and then moved on to another one of my different projects.
And I think that's important. And different people work different ways. Let me say this.
Ye-
Some people only can have one
Yes.
project going at a
Mhm.
time.
And
that
that's
doesn't
okay.
bother me. I know I need to be organized and things need to be put away. I can't have 6 projects on my cutting table or my pressing
no.
table. If I'm going to work on something else, I have to pack that project up, put it away, and then bring out another thing.
Well, I can have 2 there at the same time.
Oh,
I can be
don't
working
like to
on
have
2.
2.
I can be working on 2 and not have a problem at all with that. I can keep those separate, and at least I don't think I put a Tula in with the reproduction yet. I don't know. Maybe I better go back and look at some of my stuff. No, I can have 2 going, and normally I like to have 2 things going at once, whether it's my leader and enders, little blocks, along with the big project I'm working on, or 2 quilts at a time. Rolane taught me that years ago. She's like, if you've got 2 things going at once, you use that second one as your leaders and enders.
Yeah.
On this one, I've been using my next block as my leaders and enders instead of having to stop and start. So I've had to take pictures, which this great. I hate you know how I feel about cell phones. But here's the thing. So I have all these blocks up on my design wall. I'm not going to remember. We've talked about this before. Remember how things jump and get out of place from here to here? It's magical.
Yeah.
But if you take a picture of it,
Yes, take pictures.
take a picture of that. So sometimes I'll have them laid out on my floor, but I knew I'd have this one laid out for a while, and Sebastian doesn't like it when I block him downstairs. So I didn't put him on the floor. I had to add an extra piece of batting onto my design wall to make it long enough to get off the block. And then the blocks were kind of smooshed and stuff together, but I did it. But take a picture of those. So if you've got a bunch of UFOs, set realistic goals.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say, oh, I have 103 unfinished projects, which that might be a low number for some of us.
Yeah.
So don't say, I'm going to get all those done now. Make it realistic and realize, like for Liz in the summertime, she may say, I'm not even going to get one UFO finished because you know what your life is in the summertime. It's busy, and that's where you need to spend all your time right now.
Right.
Is with those cute kiddos of yours. And one of these minutes, we're going to get one of those cute kiddos to come in.
My son is going to come.
Ren
is
going to come. He is.
He's very excited.
I can't wait.
We've
to
been
have him.
planning what we're going to talk about. So
Good. It's going to be soon. We're going to get him. Anyway, make realistic goals, because it's just like the first of the year. We all set those. We all say, okay, this year, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to lose 100 pounds. Well, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Make them realistic. Set a realistic goal for yourself, and then you won't be discouraged.
Yeah.
If you set an unrealistic goal and you don't meet that, then you're going to start beating yourself up. It's just frustrating. So, so make them.
So a list really helps me. So if I write it down on a list, and maybe I don't write the whole thing, maybe I just pick my top 5 or something.
Okay. We had a darling lady, and we may have already talked about this. If we did, I'm sorry. I'm old. You have to listen again. With this darling woman, and I can't remember. She was either in her late 80s or early 90s. She came in, and she said, all my kids now want all my quilts. They all want me to finish all this stuff, and my kids and my grandkids, my greats, they all want these quilts from me. She said, so what I've done is I've gone through them, and I've made a list of my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
she said, then I finished that top 10. So I made myself
Made the
another
new
top
list.
10. I thought that was a really good idea
Yes.
because maybe you throw one of those in there that's not your favorites, but say you have 9 that you absolutely love.
Yes.
Well, then maybe you should throw one of the ones you don't
love.
that you want to do, but it's not your top 10.
Right.
And then you'll get some of those done
Yeah.
that are on your list. Like I look through some of mine and I'm like, dang, I still really like that.
Yeah.
Well, friend, that was from 50 years ago. I don't care. I still
don't
really
care.
like
if
it.
you still love it.
I still like it. And a lot of what I do are reproduction things. They're all, and so they're timeless. They're
That's
not,
true.
they're not fad fabrics. They're not, so, I mean, I do have some of those as well, but mostly
That's
it's
true.
It's traditional, scrappy ones that I still love.
And even if it's not timeless, if it's fabric you still love. And a couple thoughts. One is, to me, it doesn't count as a UFO if I haven't cut it. So if it's a kit, it's in my closet, it's not a UFO.
Oh.
Because I haven't cut into it yet.
Oh.
So
I like that. Then I don't have so many UFOs because I have them all in project boxes or whatever that are those kits. And some of them I have not cut into, but
Yeah.
I've counted those as UFOs.
they're not.
I
for
like
they're
that.
not in my mind. So
I like it.
yeah,
Can I use that?
you can use it. But so that's personal preference. What
like it.
what matters to you,
Yeah.
but it's not a UFO unless I've actually started.
Well, and I know in our quilt guild, because we say how many at the beginning of the year, we say how many we're going to get finished during the year, right? I just donate, and you donate it. I donate.
Mhm.
You put in $1 for every one you say you're going to finish, right? And then if you don't get them all finished, well, you lose your buck. It's amazing to me what some people will do for $1. I just say, here's my $1 because I'm not going to get to that. But they have to at least be started. It can't be something that you start this year and finish. It has to be something you were working on,
Okay.
at least in the past, somewhere in the past. So, but another really good thing is when you're looking at some of those kits, because now they're not a UFO, and you don't like the pattern anymore.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to me how much and part of it is skill level, how my patterns have changed from what I first started to where I am now. Because hopefully I've gotten a little better. And so some of those are just really simple. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that pattern anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't like the pattern, but you still love the fabric, tear apart the kit, put the fabric in with your stash. Use it for something else.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I recently, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about this, but I think it was last summer, my aunt came to my house and we organized my closet where all my kits were. And it's super organized. And I went through and I made a document on my iPad and I cataloged all the kits and I wrote down what the name of the pattern was and the kit and if I had backing or if I didn't have backing. And I found one that I had bought the same kit twice. It wasn't
Just
the same
make it
pattern, or it wasn't the same fabric. It was the same pattern though.
Slightly
Different. But I love flags. And so it was
I
a
do
red, white, and
too.
blue flag quilt, and I had bought it twice. So anyway, I had organized all that, and out of all
one
of
could
those,
be upstairs and one could be downstairs.
There you go. Perfect.
So you've got plenty of
Yeah,
spaces
it's
to put
fine.
2 flags.
Or I
It'll
could
be
put
great.
one in the trailer or one out.
Oh,
anyway.
see, there you go.
Because
You
I got trailer
spots.
quilts too. But out of everything that I went through, there was maybe 2 or 3 that I went, no.
No.
And some I donated to a friend. Some I just
Good.
kind of separated and kept the fabric.
Mhm.
And so, but really, that has actually motivated me because I'm so excited for what's in my closet that I haven't started yet.
Nice.
So I've been finishing project boxes and getting them cleared out.
Good
And I'm
girl.
about ready to start on a new project. So I'm so excited. And I'm not buying anything. I'm not excited to buy
You
anything.
know what?
I'm excited to do what I have.
I think that is so rewarding for us. Like I have people come in all the time and they say, well, I am a quilter, but I'm really just a buyer. I just like to buy the fabric. That's what I do.
Separate
I buy
hobby.
fabric. Oh, so totally separate hobby. You know how many different parts there are to making a quilt?
There's a lot.
There's really
And
a
my
lot.
mom said you need to have one project at every stage. You need to have one project that you're cutting, and then one project that you're piecing, and then one project that you're maybe getting quilted. And so then you kind of need to have several
you need to-
UFOs because
I could supply all of us with
with some-
Don't you worry. I could take care of all of us with some of those things. Yeah, I might have 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Just a couple. But that is a really good idea to organize them and write down what you have. One time, and this has been probably 20 years ago, I decided, oh, stop. You have so much stuff. You are never going to get through this in your lifetime. So just stop. Okay, how do you do that? Well, you make a list of what you have, right? So I went through all my kits and I wrote them all down, folded up that piece of paper, put it in my purse. And now, when you go to the next quilt shop and you're tempted, I want you to pull this out and look at it, right?
How did it work?
It didn't. Went to the quilt shop, saw a beautiful kit, took my paper and ripped it into shreds. That was that.
Well, and there are beautiful things, and
I
when
know,
you come
they'd
into a
stop
quilt shop,
that.
you get inspiration,
You do.
but maybe you could work out a deal with yourself. If I finish 2 UFOs, then I could buy a new kit.
That was another great tip in that little article that I read. I should have brought that magazine with me this morning, but that was another one. Reward yourself for and they said maybe it shouldn't be a reward that you go buy another one. Maybe lunch with a friend or bubble bath, or don't add to the already overwhelming part. But
one thing, and I've mentioned this before too, but Quilt Roadies, there's a YouTube channel of Quilt Roadies, and she's actually
so
come to our
cute.
store. She's really sweet, but she has a whiteboard in her sewing room, and I think she does it monthly, if I remember, but she sets goals for the month of what she's going to work on. If she has blocks of the months that are coming in, if she has a project she wants to do. I thought that was a really good idea, was to write those, and it's just a small little whiteboard, and I can't remember where she has it in her sewing room, but
I'm a list person.
Yeah.
I do so much better if I have a list that I'm working on. And there is something very rewarding about checking it off.
That little tiny check.
That little tiny check, man. I'll work my guts out for a little tiny check. But I do work much better
Yes.
if I've done that. So I
A
might
little
have,
bit of
well,
a
I have to
list.
clean a place for a whiteboard in my room.
Okay,
I
let's
have
look
much
at a
wall
few
space.
comments.
Okay, let's do. Let's see who else has got ideas.
Okay, Linda says, hello from Bridgeland, Duchesne, Utah. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Linda.
Thanks
Good
for
morning.
watching.
Thanks for joining
And
us.
Jordan's watching.
Oh,
Thank
Jordan.
you.
We missed you at Kids Sewing last
She
week.
said she has strep.
Oh, Jordy.
Sorry.
Oh, get that. That's nasty, honey. You make sure you take care of that because it can lead
Yeah.
to lots of other things.
Luckily, though, usually after a little day of
Yes.
medication, you feel a
You
little
feel
bit better. So
I
I hope you're
had
feeling
that
better.
one time. I felt like somebody beat the living tar out of me with chain tires.
Yeah, I had
Tire
that a lot as a
chains.
child. My brother
Jeez.
was a carrier of strep.
So was mine.
So
That's how I got
he-
rheumatic fever.
Oh, that's not
Mhm.
good.
No, that was bad.
And then
Mhm.
Pam says, good morning. Have a great
Good
4th.
morning.
Thank you.
Pam. You as well. Yeah, we got a holiday on Friday.
We got
don't
a
we?
holiday. Guess what, though? I'm going to get to sew for a little while. My
Oh.
boys are going to go to a car show, and I said, you boys go do that. I'm going to sew on Friday for a
Good
little while.
for you. I don't know what I'm doing yet because it's not Friday.
or even
I-
Thursday night.
No, sometimes I choose in the morning what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. Oh, I know what I'm going to be doing.
What?
Well, so Donna's coming next week.
Next
Next
week?
week, she's coming on Saturday, and she's going to be here. She probably is going to leave and go home Thursday. Guess what we're going to work on?
Second Saturday.
So I really need to. I know what fabrics I want to use. I know some of the blocks, but I don't have my layout done yet.
Mm.
I've got to get that done before she gets here.
So she's coming Friday or Saturday the 5th?
Yeah. mhm.
Oh, okay.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So let's
Mhm.
see. Francine.
Oh, let's see. Oh,
Francine says good morning.
Good morning. That's my Weezer, Idaho friend.
Yay.
Good morning, Francine.
Brian says he's doing 10
Oh.
sew-alongs. A sew-along
Oh,
is something
wow.
we didn't talk about. Sew-alongs are another great
Oh,
way
yes, they
to
are.
keep up. And
And
that's
you
a
know
lot,
what?
Brian.
That is a lot. Well, you know what? That's my Brian that flies all over the world.
Yeah, how does he have time to sew? But he keeps them organized, he says, in mesh drawers. And that's another, like one of those.
Oh, yeah. Like I have
Yeah.
one of those that I keep my pantographs and some of my rulers and things
Yeah.
in my gamma room. That is a great idea.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. And then Jordan telling us that she tested positive.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry, Jordy.
So we
You
hope
get
that
better.
we've maybe given you some new thoughts on UFOs.
Yeah.
And don't beat yourself up.
no.
Just progress.
And the other thing I wanted to say about, you were talking about how, you were having a good time going through yours and finishing them up. There is something so rewarding about using what you have. Now, you
Yes.
may have to go and buy a little piece of, maybe you need a little more yellow in there, or maybe you
Yeah.
need whatever.
Yeah.
But use what you have. And people say to me, Fran, you're a shop owner. Why are you telling people that? Do you not want them to come to your store and buy stuff? Oh, absolutely, I do. And I love you to come to my store and we get to visit.
Right.
But I'm one of those that has a huge stash. And to me, it is so rewarding to go into my gamma room or my sewing room or my basement, because I'm kind of taking over the whole house. Stan has his office. That's all he needs, right? And pulling out a piece of fabric that will work in
Yes,
there.
yes.
But you know what? Sometimes I have trouble with that. You know why?
Why?
Because I think, well, I can't ever get that again. Do I really
I
want to use it? It's so
know.
beautiful.
I know. There
really,
is that
really?
kind of
Mhm.
sense. And that was when I first started quilting. I felt like I had to buy everything. First of all, I had nothing. But I felt like I had to buy everything because I thought, oh, it's going to go away. But you know
But
what?
they replace it with stuff
They've
that's just
replaced
as
it with
beautiful.
cute stuff.
And
so.
that's what I finally have told myself about that piece, that I think, oh, I just can't cut that up, because if I do, okay, but if I cut it up and I make it into a quilt, now I'm going to see that
Yes.
quilt.
Yes.
I'm not going to see it sitting on my shelf.
Yes.
So to me, just use it.
Yeah.
Just use it. And there will be more beautiful stuff coming out all the time.
There will be.
I'd stop buying if they stopped making beautiful stuff.
I know. We only buy the cute stuff here.
We try. we do try and do that. Well, we've yammered long enough. I think.
Oh, Brian says he just
Brian.
finished his 100-acre woods sew along. Do you know what that one is?
I don't know.
Okay, we're
Brian.
gonna do a
look
quick
at this. We want to look at
Acre
this.
Woods quilt.
It almost sounds like a Winnie the Pooh. What is it? We're looking, Brian. We want to see what this is.
Has it got a bunch of animals on it?
It is Winnie the. Well, wait a minute.
Is this
Is it-
it? Does it have
That doesn't-
Tigger and
Oh,
Eeyore and
That's a Riley Blake kit. I bet. I don't know.
is that it, Brian? Let's
Who's
see
it
if
by,
you-
Brian?
Oh, Art East Quilting. Maybe if I add that in.
Oh, put Art East Quilting on there.
100-acre.
We want to
wood,
see what you've been
Art
working on. Brian
East
is an amazing
quilt.
quilter, and he quilts his own quilt. He's an amazing young man. I met him at Donna's store a couple of years ago. He's such a nice young man. Okay, we're gonna look.
Where is it? Oh, that is it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Doesn't that look like the kit?
I don't know. We're watching it. It's floating across the. Oh, it is a Winnie the Pooh.
I think it is the Winnie the Pooh one.
Oh,
How cute.
that is way cute.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that is
it
it.
is. Oh my
How
gosh.
cute. Yeah. Riley Blake, he just said.
Okay,
Um,
that is amazing.
That's really cute.
That's
but I
cute,
can
Brian.
imagine that was a lot of piecing.
Mhm,
Those
mhm.
those really intricate shapes turn out so beautifully, and I love them pieced. I think they look really cool because I'm not an applicator,
Mhm,
so some people
mhm.
would choose to applicate. That's
But
really pretty.
that's
Thanks for
really nice.
sharing,
Thank
Brian.
you,
Send us
Brian.
a picture.
Yes, we'd love to
Send
see
us a
it, buddy.
picture.
That's
so
so cute. Good job.
okay, yeah.
Are you going to walk next door and show them? Make it.
Oh, yes,
okay,
that's
if
right.
you're going to walk, I'm going to let Miss Lizzie
Okay.
walk, and we've yammered long enough. So I'm going to say bye for now, because Lizzie will take you all over
Okay.
next door
Just
and
shut
show
your
you. I'll shut my
microphone off,
microphone off so
and
nobody
then no
hears
one
me.
will know.
Okay,
And I'm gonna
bye,
try
guys.
And go
Have a
slow.
great week and be kind to one another and do some fun sewing for yourself again this week. Stay in, stay cool. There's the heat.
Yeah.
There's a heat wave warning in Utah.
That
So
means you have to
stay in.
quilt.
You have to quilt. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, let's go and let's show you. Try not to make you sick here. Okay. Okay, girls, I'm just coming to show them the block of the months. Okay, so this is right behind me, Gentry's Mill. And if you can see this little edge over here, I can't get to it. There is folded over. So it does have borders. But it's beautiful, and we have limited space available on that one, and this is the one that we've been going for a couple months now. And then the other one I want to show you, this one back here is the template of the month. We have limited spots available on that one. That's Jen Kingwell's Pick a Petal. And then this is Make It Merry. Can you see that? So, okay. Well, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.